Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of New York Giants football talk. NFL draft week. Last Giants football talk before the draft. Kenny K here, always here with my great friend and brother from another, Mr. Paul Rosen. How are we doing tonight, Paul?
Doing well, Kenny. Good evening, everybody. Finally, 2 days before it's NFL fans' Christmas time, 2 days before finally it's come, the NFL draft is here. And obviously, we can't wait. This is going to be, I think, an historic draft for the Giants. We'll get into that shortly, but it's going to be also a make or break draft for the New York football Giants. And we'll get into that also shortly.
Yeah, and before we get started, some big news in New Jersey, down your neck of the woods, Paul. Huge uh, forest fire for those that are affected by it in the Pine Barrens area. Exit 63 to 80 has been closed on the parkway, so if you're in that area, be safe. Let's pray that you don't have to evacuate. Pray for the firemen, first responders out there. This is a pretty big fire. For those old enough who traveled on the parkway, in the 90s, you would always see that area where there was a big fire that hit, and the trees that were damaged by it lasted for years. So you knew you were getting close to Long Beach Island, exit 63, when you saw those burned trees. But let's hope they can get this under control. On a serious note, pray for everybody affected by it. And Paul, you and your wife stay safe as well.
Thank you, Kenny. Absolutely.
Mark's saying good evening. What's up, Mark? Good
Hey, Mark.
to see you, my fellow Giant friend. And so why don't we get started, Paul? You got some
All
quick
right.
hitters for us in the audience.
Yes, sir. So I came up with some quick hitters for you, Mr. Kenny Kirkpatrick, and obviously the uh, audience can play along. So my first question to you: would you be surprised if the Giants drafted a quarterback at number 3?
Unfortunately, I would not. Because this could be 50-50 on whether we're getting a position player or a quarterback. So I would not be surprised. Uh, would I be disappointed? Probably yes, but would not be surprised.
I agree. 3 days ago, I would have said I don't think they were drafting. But the more I'm sort of reading between the lines of some of the things I've been reading, it wouldn't surprise me or shock me if a certain quarterback from Colorado was their first pick. All right. Second question. Would you be surprised if the Giants did not draft a quarterback at all in the draft?
Yes, I would be somewhat surprised if we didn't draft some kind of quarterback in this draft. Yes, I think I would be surprised. Mark's saying he wouldn't be surprised if they draft quarterback at 3. Ernie's saying hello. Ernie's a big Bronco fan. He comes in and supports all our channels. He's out there in California. Go Broncos country only. Hello, Kenny K. And my good friend Paul, too, there, Ernie. I know you don't know Paul. That's Paul to my right.
Hey, hey,
Denver
Ernie.
Bronco Roundup, Ernie, tonight, 6:30 your time. So we're doing a Broncos show a little later, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us.
All right.
Again, I would not be. I would be somewhat surprised, Paul, if we didn't draft some kind of quarterback in this draft.
I would too. I think at some point, depending on if they go number 1 with the quarterback, I think at some point later in the draft, they will take a flyer on someone. So, yes, I agree with you too. All right, question 3. Give me a player that you would be shocked if the Giants drafted him with the 3rd pick.
Shocked in a good way. I'd be shocked if we took Ashton Janty at 3.
Okay.
Couple,
Um,
we get a couple comments. We got a bunch coming in. Uh, uh, Good friend, our producer on Wednesday nights, Graham. I'm still not going to try and butcher your last name, my friend. What are you guys talking about? You have Russ and Jameis. You don't need a quarterback. I
Hey,
agree.
Graham.
I really don't think Russ is done. I really don't. We'll see when the season starts. Uh, our good friend, I just mentioned the Denver Bronco Roundup, Rocky Mountain Sports Network's leader of our horsemen, Kenny and Paul. It doesn't get much better for Giants fans than this. Thank you, Keith. Great.
Oh, thank you, Keith.
Denver Bronco Roundup. I will be making an announcement on our draft show shortly, everybody who doesn't know that draft show's coming up, but I got a draft show coming up. Mark's here and they may trade out of the third pick, but I would say Janty would be mine.
Okay. I've been reading how much Brian Dable is very high on Jackson Dart, and I think he considers him the second best quarterback behind Cam Ward. That being said, it would absolutely shock me if the Giants took Jackson Dart with the third pick of the NFL draft. I know he's moving up draft boards. The rumor is that maybe even the Steelers at 21 or the Saints even higher at 9 might draft him, but that would be a total shock. That would be a Phil Simms type shock, a Daniel Jones type shock, if somehow the Giants drafted Jackson Dart at number 3. All right. Question 4. Which day of the draft are you most interested in as a Giants fan? Day 1, day 2, or day 3? And of course, the Giants have the third pick in the first round on day 1. They have actually 3 picks in rounds 2 and 3, the second pick in the second round, and then the first pick in the third round, and then they have a compensation pick. I believe it's number 99, and then they have a few more picks in rounds 4 through 7. So, which day are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, let me catch up on the past answers from some people. Keith's number 3 shocker would be Tet McMillan, the star wide receiver out of Arizona. Mark is going day 1 or day 2. And then I'm going to put a question from Graham in the queue. So when Quick Hitters is over, he has one for me and you. So we'll get that, Graham, in a second. I'm going to go this way, Paul. I'm going to go day 3 last. Day 2, I'm definitely interested in, not because just the picks, but I love seeing which player comes out for the Giants. And I can spoil it. I think I know who it is because I saw a post. So I can spoil it for everybody, or if they don't want to know, maybe for those who aren't going to be at the draft, Paul, I spoil it. But one of my favorite players is coming out, and I'm going to be excited to see him come out. Jason Sehorn's making the announcement for the Giants picks.
Yep.
But day 1, not because we're just picking at pick 3, but I'm curious to see if we are going to try and move back into the first round for one of these quarterbacks. So day 1 has me most interested for sure.
Yeah, you make very good points, Kenny.
Yeah.
I was almost going to say 2, but I'm going to say 1 also because the intrigue is killing me. I mean, I wish it was here on Thursday night already, but I want this to be over with. I want that first round, that first 3 picks to be over. I know they drag it out like a great novel, but yeah, let's get it done already. So I'm going to say 1 as well.
Good. A couple comments. Mark's going day 1 or 2. Keith saying that would be a Kyle Brady shock if they took Jack Dart at 3. One of the busts from Penn State. You don't get too many tight end busts, but I think he was the one bust from Penn State as a tight end.
Yeah, really. A player in the draft, of course, besides the obvious top of the draft, who you definitely want the Giants to draft. So it doesn't have to be the first pick, but another player, second round, third round, or even lower, that you would really like to see the Giants take?
It's a good one. There's a couple out there I like in the middle rounds. I've been talking, with my Bronco friends, and they know how high I'm on one of these guys in the middle rounds. Watch out for a linebacker named Demetrius Knight. besides K and McFadden, there's not much depth at linebacker. And do we believe in McFadden for the next 3 to 4 years to be alongside a K? Demetrius Knight's 24 years old, University of South Carolina. He's being projected in like the 3rd or 4th round. I think he'd be a perfect fit for the Giants to come in as an older rookie. And I watched some of his highlights on YouTube, and the guy is all over the field. Makes tackles, makes stops the run. That's one guy I like, and Keith's out there. He knows I like Demetrius Knight. And that for sure. Mark saying later rounds pass rusher out of Michigan. He is good. That's I know he's talking about Grant. I think he's talking about Charles Grant, the defensive tackle from
no,
Michigan.
Kenneth Grant, but I think he may go first round. He's considered one of the best players. But
I got a
that's
question
who he means.
Keith, I'll put that in the queue as well. So when we're done with the quick hitters, we got a couple.
All right. I'm going to go with the guy who I just describe him. He's just a football player, Cam Scarabaio. And I just love this guy. He's, like I say, he's a football player. He's hard-nosed. He's a tough runner inside, yet he has enough speed to get outside. He had some game in the playoffs for Arizona State. He wasn't the reason they lost the game. And I think the Giants could use a complimentary back to Tyrone Tracy. And I think this kid coming in could be a great compliment to Tyrone Tracy. And some of the Giant fans who may be a little older like me, Giants had a running back in the early 80s, Rob Carpenter, who was just a tough, hard runner. And that's who this kid reminds me of. And I think if they could somehow get this guy, and he was actually one of the Giants' 30 visits, they had him in Jersey. So he would be, in my mind, a guy that maybe they can get late second, or maybe third or late third with the later compensation pick. So that would be my guy.
It's funny you said Cam Scarabaio. You're thinking of Bam Adebayo because it's Scataboo is his name.
Scataboo, right? Okay.
I'm kidding. You must have basketball in your mind. It's the NBA playoffs, so you
right. Scataboo, right?
I knew
that reminds me of a Chris Russo kind of faux pas. Thanks for correcting me.
I got
all right.
I got a couple comments. Graham's going Arroyo. Mark saying no. Stewart is the lineman he's talking about. Grant's a defensive tackle, not a pass rusher. So he's talking about Stewart from Michigan. I have to look him up. Mark, I'll definitely take your advice there on Michigan guys, because you were right last year with the Big Ten. So I'll definitely look into him for sure.
Did you have 2 questions from Graham and Keith?
I got one from Graham and Keith if you're finished.
I have one more fun question, but you want to do those 2 quickly first?
What was that? Yeah. Do yours first.
Okay. So this actually could be a question that you could use on your show tonight. So I want you, and I'm going to do it also, to announce the Giants pick at number 3, but I want you to use a voice from like a celebrity or a sports announcer or some famous person, some famous athlete, in that voice to announce the Giants' 3rd pick.
Oh man, whose voice am I gonna do?
I don't know. Come up with one.
I'm not a good translator here. You're gonna have to go first, Paul, because I can't think of anybody to do.
All right. While I do mine, think of it. But let's do this. Okay. I'm going to announce, and listen, I'll be back. the New York Football Giants have asked me to make the announcement of the number 3 pick in the selection of the first round. And you know, the Giants are not going to select some girly man with some puny muscles. They're going to take a big, strong guy who's going to help the New York Football Giants. So we're not having no girly men work and play on this team. No, no, no. So for the number 1 pick in the number 3 pick in the first round, the New York Football Giants will select Abdul Carter, defensive end from Penn State.
Getting some laughs from Graham. I'll do my best impersonation here of him. Let's see. It doesn't matter who the Giants take at 3. All it matters is who they take, who's been picked at number 20. I want to move up to number 3 and trade with the Giants for Ashton Jeanty, but it's not going to happen. The Giants select Abdul Carter. Go Broncos. Super Bowl contenders, Super Bowl champs in 2025. Kurt Valenti fired up. Let's talk Broncos. Throwing papers. F the Raiders, F the Chiefs, F the Chargers, go Broncos, Abdul Carter to the Giants.
Very good. Very good. I knew as soon as you started doing that, I knew it was Mr. Valente.
Good friend Clayton saying hello. He wanted a Stephen A. I can't do Stephen A. Even if I like the guy.
Yeah. I'll have to work on Stephen A. I had 2 others that I could do. But I was juggling to see which one of the 3 I would do, and I decided to do Arnold.
Keith saying Kurt Valenti is here. Graham can do Stitch voice, but not on air. Keith Arnold or Dana Carvey? You want to know Dana Carvey in person?
Thank you. A combination of both.
All right, so I got 2 questions in the queue. So we'll pull up the first one. Graham wanted to know, is Jeanty the next Saquon?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first. Yeah.
Yeah, listen. This kid is special. Every top 50, 150 prospects that I've been reading, there's 3 guys in this draft: Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, and Jeanty. And Jeanty himself said, you know what? I watched Saquon in the Super Bowl, and that's who I want to be. Why can't I be another Saquon? And I think this kid is a talent. And I think there are teams that are going to try and trade up. Not saying with the Giants, but there are a few teams I think that may try and trade up and get this kid. And I think those 3, aside from Cam Ward, will go number 1. But I think Jeanty is one of those top 3 guys. So yeah, I think I don't want to give him, as Bill Parcells might say, a golden jacket yet. But if this kid stays healthy, I think he can be another Saquon.
Let me get some comments before we get Keith's question. Luby saying hello. She said that was good, so funny. Hi, Luby. Hope all's well.
Hi, my love.
Jimmy Eisman, our fellow Giant fan, saying, "What's up, gentlemen?"
Hey, Jimmy.
Graham saying, he feels you could do a Jerry Seinfeld. Graham thinks you could do a Jerry Seinfeld voice.
What's the matter with this? Hey,
very good. That's
good. What's going on? Why do they call it Ovaltine? It's round. It's all right. Anyway,
Keith's got a good compare. Keith wants the next Saquon over the next Parsons. That's just me. I think it depends on the team. Paul and I knew all those great Giants teams with LT and Strahan and Justin Tuck and Umenyiora, Banks, Harry Carson, Sehorn. The list can go on and on, the defensive guys. So if you can get me the next generation defensive star, I think I like that over Jeanty, just because of our past history. Here's a good one from Clayton. He's going to the draft on Saturday, and he's
Nice.
saying he's a special man, meaning Janty. He's got great swag. Brings me, Paul, I'm going to take a minute. I want to plug our the Pick is in draft show. Everybody who doesn't know, Jimmy just came in. Clayton. We teamed up again this year with the Rocky Mountain Sports Network and Denver Bronco Roundup. We're going to bring you 3 days of full coverage, analysis in the first first round of picks, each pick in the first round, pre-draft show, special guests. Paul is lined up for day one's pre-draft show. We're going to have a pre-draft show each day. We're hoping to get some players on, giveaways, for our Giant fans. We got a Malik Neighbors rookie card, and we got a Jeremy Shockey patch card, former #1 pick for the Giants. So a lot going on there. And Clayton, let me talk to Keith. I'm sure he'd be on board. If you want to come on and say hello to us on Saturday from the draft, we'd love to spend a few minutes with you while the draft is going on. Get us a little view of the draft if it's not too hectic over there on day 3. But yeah, I'll talk to Keith and we'll see what we can do. Keith's saying Seinfeld, that was gold, Paul. Gold.
Gold, Jerry.
Yes, and Mark, I'm actually going to be asking you and a couple others for addresses. I'm going to the UPS store. I got some stuff lined up for you guys, a little extra than just the Packer stuff. I got some Giant stuff I want to give you, Mark, some cards that I have specifically for you. Got a special guest on day 1 here. Should love Paul Rosen from Keith. All right, so that was great, Paul. Great. So let's get Keith's question.
Okay.
Is there any possibility the Giants move to #1? If so, the Giants select. There's always a possibility, Keith. I don't think it's going to happen. I would say 20% happens. I think the Titans are sold that they want Cam Ward, and I don't think they want anybody else in this draft. But if you watch Hard Knocks last year, the asking price for Drake May when the Giants called for him was too much. And I think it'd be the same type of situation. So I'm going to say small, very small possibility. If they do move up, it's 100% Cam Ward, in my opinion. Your thoughts, Paul?
Yeah, I agree. I'll make the percentage even less. I would say 5% at this point. I read today both the Giants and the Browns are receiving calls for teams to try and trade up, but I think teams at this point realize that the Titans are locked in with Cam Ward, so I don't think they're going to trade with anybody unless someone blows them away with 5 first-round picks, which this quarterback is good, but he's not Peyton Manning or John Elway, that's for sure.
And Jimmy agrees. Giants do not trade up, maybe down from Jimmy. All right, Paul. So our next little segment is about the draft. This is all about the draft tonight. Again, the draft on Thursday. I'm calling this, I'm going to call, Professor Rosen, and I'm the other professor. Our A to F draft scenarios. We'll start with the A, Paul. I'll go to you first for A. Your A, your student gets an A. Joe Shane gets an A if the Giants draft
Abdul Carter.
Yeah, and I think he's I think he could be as good or even better than Micah Parsons, and especially on a Giants defense that's loaded at pass rusher. It's edge rush and help. You add him, and he could not be the guy that has to be the anchor of the defense in year one. He can develop, and be a guy, like the Giants did with Strahan, Tuck, and Umenyiora back in the day. That could be a second coming of those three. So, yeah, I like your A, and Jimmy's with you on his A, Abdul Carter. I'm giving my student Joe Shane an A grade on his draft pick if he picks Travis Hunter. So I'm going a little slightly different with you on the A, but my A is Travis Hunter. You can get two positions for the price of one, and he's ranked at the lowest. His floor is top 10 at each position. His ceiling could be top 3, even top at corner or wide receiver when this draft is over. Sign me up, two for the price of one. If he's sitting there at 3, I'm all in, and that's my A grade for Joe Schoen. I got one from Keith. He's about the pick. He said Giants trade their first, second, third, and get number 1, and the Titans fourth. Draft calculator says it's about even.
Mm.
I don't think the Giants want to do it. I don't think this quarterback class is worth that as it was last year. And Jimmy's saying it would also light a fire under Kayvon Thibodeau drafting Abdul Carter.
Yeah. My feeling is, I'll say it right now, if they draft Abdul Carter, he's going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year right now. That's my prediction.
And I just want to clarify with Keith. He's saying, why not Cam Ward? I love Cam Ward. I saw him at Miami. I saw what he can do. I just don't think the Titans are going to come off this pick. I really don't, Keith. And I think the Giants are in, desperation mode where the coach and GM have to have some kind of results. So stick with the veteran quarterback this year. Maybe make a couple trades in the middle rounds of the draft and get some picks for next year to try and get a quarterback for next year. But you got to save your job this year. You're not saving it by getting a rookie quarterback and letting him sit behind 2 veterans, in my opinion, if you win 3 or 4 games again this year.
Can I ask you a quick question, Kenny?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saw Dan Orlovsky say coaches and general managers don't save their jobs with picking a defensive end versus a quarterback. But based on that, that's as if the Giants had Tommy DeVito scheduled as their starting quarterback. They have 2 veteran quarterbacks that are at 1 and 1A. How do you see a rookie coming in? If anything, I don't think that rookie, if they should draft, let's say, a Shedeur Sanders, is going to play it all unless it's a total blowout where they throw him in at the end of a game. I don't know. Do you agree or disagree?
Agree 100%. I think if it was Tommy DeVito and if it was even like an Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I know Wilson's on a 1-year deal, but if Wilson did not perform bad with the Steelers last year, everybody who can't stand Russell Wilson, you look at his playoff game, and I think he was 20 for 27, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wasn't his fault the Steelers lost that playoff game. Yeah. And he got them, as bad as he was in a couple games last year, he still got that team to the playoffs. He almost got the Broncos to the playoffs the year before. As bad as the mix was between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, he almost got them to the playoffs as their quarterback. I know there were other players that contributed to it as well, but I conceded him getting a contract extension with the Giants with a decent year if Dable and Shane saved their jobs this year. I could say it and get a quarterback for the future next year or later in this draft. Like Jimmy's saying, he thinks Jackson Dart in the second or pick up Dylan Gabriel in a later round, the Oregon quarterback, left-hander. So that's something to keep an eye out too. Let's get this quick hitter from Keith. More to prove in your eyes, Thibodeau or Burns, Paul?
Oh, Thibodeau. I think Burns has proven himself. He's with both Carolina and he had a okay year. I'm not saying he was 100% last year with the Giants. I mean, listen, there weren't too many good players on the Giants last year, but I think if they come back and stay healthy and you add a Carter to that defense and they short up the secondary, I think he can be outstanding and be a Pro Bowl type player again.
Yeah. I'm going to hold Keith's next question in the queue in case you have this guy in your grades, Paul. So I don't want to give it away. And I'm with you with Thibodeau. He has more to prove. Burns is on a big contract, like mentioned. Thibodeau trade rumors are out there. If we draft Carter, can we get something for Thibodeau for the future? Maybe next year, a next year pick. So Thibodeau definitely has more to prove on the last year of his rookie deal.
If I could just add one more quick thing about Thibodeau. May 1st, the Giants have to make a decision for that 5th-year option for him. They have not done so. The Jets did it with their 3 first-rounders from that draft. So it'll be interesting to see what the Giants do if they do decide to exercise that 5th-year option with Thibodeau.
Mark saying no, get me Kyle McCord. All right, Paul, your B grade. So still a passing grade for Joe Schoen, but not your A, best grade of the class pick, but you're still a good grade, B. So who would be your B grade for Joe Schoen?
Travis Hunter would be my B grade.
Yeah, and I'm just going to go quick. Mine is Abdul Carter. So, I knew that was going to be our A,
okay.
B. Keith saying Aaron Rodgers to the Giants. Why not? Well, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire, and I think he proved that he didn't want to come to the Giants, and the Giants made the right decision by going to get Winston first and then Russell Wilson to show this guy, hey, we're not playing around anymore. And
right.
And we'll see what he does. He may retire. He may decide to wait until somebody gets hurt, if somebody gets hurt. But I'm glad when all's said and done, we got Russell Wilson. So I'll go to battle with him and Winston. I'll go to battle with that, and maybe a rookie later on. My C grade, Paul. I'll go first on this one. My C grade. I'm going to trade back one spot. No, I'm only going to trade back one spot. I'm sorry, 2 spots. I meant to say 2 spots with the Jaguars. If the Jaguars want to move up and go get, and all this talk about Ashton Jeanty, or if they want Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, I trade back to 5 with Jacksonville, and I go get one of the 2 big offensive linemen in this draft, Will Campbell or Armand Embu. Either one would give me an average C grade for Joe Schoen, right? Passing grade. Don't love it, don't hate it. Getting a C from me if that's the move.
Okay.
Real quick, A grade Travis Hunter and B for Ashton Jeanty. Sanders is a D- from Jimmy. And again, I'm holding off on Keith's question, which I have in the queue, to see if you don't have it. We'll answer that at the end.
My C grade would be trading back with the Raiders and taking a guy that I also love. We have one Penn State tight end. Why not a second Penn State tight end, and taking Tyler Warren as my C grade?
I like it. Keith is Will Campbell, like me, on my C grade.
Okay.
All right, now our not so good grades.
Okay.
Our D, which is barely passing. I'm going to go to you first for your D grade.
All right. So the first round has already been taken. So now, obviously, we grade on throughout the whole draft. And my D grade for Mr. Schoen would be taking Jalen Milroe with that 34th pick in the 2nd round.
And there's Keith's question. How do you feel about Jalen Milroe at 34? I'll let you talk about him first, Paul, and then I'm going to go.
Well, let's talk about his positive attributes. They're comparing him, and Kurt, hold your ears if you're listening. They compare him to Lamar Jackson in terms of his running ability. They even think he might be the best running quarterback in football history. I mean, he ran a 4.40. The guy is just incredible if he keeps the ball in his hands. So if you have the possibility of drafting him, you better come up with a series of plays designed for him to utilize his speed. That being said, his negative attributes is, while he's a fantastic athlete, his passing leaves a lot to be desired. So that being said, would that work for a team like the Giants, where you have no need to rush him, let him get acclimated to the NFL? You have two veterans, two 10-year plus veterans in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, who would take him under their wing and certainly, show him the ropes. So there's pluses and minuses with a guy like that. Um, I think of Jalen Hurts coming out of college, who was also not considered a great passer, and he's made himself into one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You know, be that as it may, but um, so that all being said, I would give it a D. That would be my D grade.
That's my F fired if we were to draft him at 34. Like you said, though, he's a great runner. They said he could be top 3, top 5 running quarterback in the league day one.
Mhm.
But where are you ranking him passing? And that's what I need. I need pocket passer as well. You want to draft him in the 4th or 5th round? I'm fine with that. If he somehow, a couple years ago, Malik Willis was projected to go 3 and he went in the 3rd round. If Jalen Milroe drops to the 4th or 5th round, Paul, audience, I'm not against that, because you can turn him into like a Taysom Hill type of player.
Mhm.
Come in, maybe can throw the, they're gonna key on him running, and then you can still throw the ball here and there. Bring him in on 10 plays a game. I'm okay with that. Maybe 5 plays a game, certain situations. But at 34, F stands for fired. That's my F pick. So I'm just going to go with that. I still got my
Okay.
D pick. I still got my D, but I got some grades coming out. C is Will Campbell. D is Shedeur Sanders. Mark saying great pick with the great grade. He likes that one. The Penn State, Tyler Warren. Michigan took care of Jalen Milroe twice. He wants no part of him, Mark. Graham saying, yeah, it makes sense to do that if you're the Giants. Starting rookies doesn't always work out. Jimmy saying he can be developed by 2 veterans, no rush. Graham, the Malik Willis draft was terrible for quarterback all around. Keats F grade is Luther Burden III, the wide receiver from Missouri.
Interesting.
I read some stuff, Paul. He's got some background issues. He's not a good practice player, according to some scouts. So does that turn into a bad teammate? You got a young star in the making in Malik Neighbors. You don't want to bring in I agree with that. I like that F grade. I don't want to bring in a trouble receiver.
Kenny, can I quick background story? Luther Burden III, his grandfather, Luther, his nickname was Luther Ticky Burden, was a guard for the Knicks back in the 70s,
Wow.
originally from Long Island, and he got the nickname Ticky because when he shot the ball, it made a sound swishing through the net, and they started calling him Ticky Burden. And I hate to say it, but I guess the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, because he also had some, how shall I say, some off the field issues when he became older. So bottom line is that maybe the family is I don't know, cursed or something.
And the real Kurt Valenti is chiming in. Kurt, I impersonated your voice earlier. Got some thumbs up for it. What's up, boys? Not worried one bit, but if we don't win this series, KD at any cost, let's go Knicks. Kurt, if you didn't see the blue and red, it's a Giant show. It's not the blue and orange. Red and orange is close, so I know it's both New York, but I'm messing with you. The Knicks are in a big series with our friend Carson. It's Pistons, and I am a little worried. So we'll get into that on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
K and K. My D grade, Paul, because I went F as Milroe. I jumped ahead because we answered that one. Trading up ahead of the Steelers, who pick in 21, who most likely need a quarterback, and getting into a bidding war with the Browns for either Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart, because it's going to mean you're going to trade up with Keith and Graham's Broncos. Maybe the Seahawks are there. and the Bengals are picking at 17, you're going to have to move up pretty far. And it's going to mean you're probably going to have to give up next year's number 1 pick for it. And I don't want to do that. That would be a barely passing grade, getting by the skin of your teeth. And so that's my D- pick.
Okay.
Kurt wants to hear it again. Go back and listen to the beginning, Kurt. We did it at the in our quick hitters. He wants me to do his voice again. I can't.
No. We're moving on. All right.
If we got time at the end, I'll do it.
What are we up to? D or E?
You're on F. I did D.
Because I'm on F. Okay.
My F is Milroe.
All right. My F pick, and it's I'm torn because I wrote this down. My F pick would be Ashton Jeanty, and I'll tell you this. I said it would be my F pick because I don't think they need a running back. Would it be a unbelievable situation if they did take him? But it would be a total shock to me if they drafted Saquon number 2 and people freaked out. How do you take a running back number 2? And I know he wants to be like Saquon. So now with so many different other needs, how you take a running back number 3? And unfortunately, I think that got Gettleman fired, one of the reasons. And I think that would get Shane fired as well.
Yeah, I think so too. Kurt's saying if we get Carter and Sanders, it's an A+ in the same draft. Keith's question: the unspoken need for the Giants in your mind is, Paul?
It's ultimately it's what every team needs is a franchise quarterback. But is this the year to go after a franchise quarterback at number 3 when everybody is saying he's not worth it? I know, Kurt Valenti, hey, if that's the guy, you go after him and that's what you deal with, and that's the guy that you go for. But so many people that you have to respect are saying he's not even worth maybe a first-round pick. So, but it comes down to getting a franchise quarterback for this organization once and for all.
Keith's saying, wow, Jeanty could also be the past that you'd look back on with disgust too. I'm thinking that could be Carter as well, Keith, because Paul alluded we passed on Parsons a couple of years ago. Kurt, for you, for one time, and then we're going to get into our last 2 segments to wrap up the show. We did earlier, Kurt. Paul said in a celebrity voice, and I couldn't think of a celebrity, so I did your voice, announced the pick for the Giants. With the 3rd pick in the 2025 draft, it doesn't matter who the Giants take, but they take Abdul Carter at 3. All it matters is at 20, the Giants, the Broncos can get Ashton Jeanty. Who cares about pick 3? And throw the paper at everybody. And of course, I threw the paper right on the camera, and it knocked my camera out, just like Kurt. It happened. You see what he made me do? That happened with Kurt on a past episode. He knocked the camera off the screen. So
funny.
Just like Kurt, unexpectedly it happened. All right, so Paul, you wanted to talk about John Mara real quick before we get to our mock draft.
Yeah, so came out that apparently John Mara, the owner of the Giants, has decided to not participate with this Giants draft, and I think there's a few reasons. Number one, there's always a perception that he sticks his nose in, and fans have this feeling, he decided the draft pick or he decided this. I mean, we saw that on Hard Knocks, as opposed to someone like Jerry Jones, who's not only the owner but the general manager, the coach, head coach, and everything. So I think it's a good move by John for the following reason. He came out in January after the season ended and said, basically, I'm paraphrasing, I'm losing patience with the Giants being a terrible organization. And essentially, he brought back Dable and Joe Shane on a make it or break it season. All right. Now, I don't know what that means, but these two guys have got to prove that the Giants have improved this season. I'm not saying they've got to go to the Super Bowl, but they've got to be competitive. And in my mind, what better way for the owner to say, "All right, I brought you back. You better get this right, because if you don't, I have my hands off on this. I'm relying on your football expertise, but if you don't get it right, then you're out. Both of you are out." So I think he's going hands off. He knows everything about the draft, but he's not making the final decision. I mean, they may have the war room. He may not. He may be in there, but ultimately, from what it sounds like, he is not having a say. It's on Joe Shane. It's on the scouting department. It's on Brian Dable to make that decision, especially with that first pick. So I think at this point, he is allowing his football people to do that thing, and they've got to get it right, or if not, they're going to be on the unemployment line come January.
It's a great move by the owner, in my opinion. Great move because these guys' jobs are on the line, and put the pressure on them. Make the right picks here. And like you said, if we get off to a slow start, coach is gone first.
Yep.
Don't turn it around. Shane's gone right behind them. So
Yeah.
it's a good move. I think it's a great move and a smart
Mm-hmm.
move by the Giants. Our good friend Patrick Wiltsey saying aloha.
Hey,
Jim.
Patrick.
Patrick, a man
Aloha.
from Hawaii. Patrick out there, I always put it up there. Lion Coffee celebrating. Oh, I got to get that turned around here for you. Lion Coffee celebrating 160 years. Patrick always takes care of us and sends us coffee packages.
Thank you
all
again,
the time.
Patrick.
So, love the coffee. Love that little sticker he sent me. I got one. I got a couple I gave away at work, Patrick. So congratulations to you all on your 160 years of excellent coffee and sending them our way into the United States, all around the United States.
And he's been around. And he's been around 160 years too.
Yeah. So it's funny. He's saying aloha, go Gadget Coffee. Love you boys. We love you too, Patrick, and thank you again. He's also saying I miss Eli. I know Paul misses Eli as well.
Oh yeah.
And Graham also saying the pressure is on with that decision. So it is. Keith saying that's a lot of trust with the number 3 pick for a couple of lame duck guys.
Yeah. Well, put up or shut up, Keith. That's the bottom line. Prove that they're worth keeping further than this year.
And Patrick, Graham needs some Lion Coffee. He's throwing it out there. All right, Paul, you ready to do a little mock draft?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so let me get this up here, share it.
Put on our general manager hats.
Rounds because we got 10 minutes left in the show. So we want to get this done in about 7 or 8 minutes. So we'll do a 3-round mock draft with everybody here, which is going to be some important picks for the Giants. So let's get that up. And the Giants are on the clock. We're not going to do trades. We'll do a basic. The Carolina Panthers wanted to trade with us. We're not going to do trades with us. Pick 8, pick 57, pick 74, and next year's 2 for pick number 3. We're up on the board. The Browns took Abdul Carter, Paul. So it's Shedeur Sanders or Travis Hunter most likely. And I think I know where you and I are going to go.
Yes. Travis Hunter definitely
is the pick. And I told everybody on our draft show, if this happens, I'm going to sing New York Groove live on the air. And that's our Giants, big play. Something good happens. They play New York Groove over there at Giant Stadium. So as the draft is going,
Kenny,
Travis Hunter. Yep.
If the Browns draft Travis Hunter and the Giants don't take Abdul Carter at 3, you will hear me from New Jersey out to Maryland and to the Rocky Mountain guys because I will be screaming my head off that they didn't pick Abdul Carter.
Keith saying he should. I would get final say if I were the owner at this point. We lost Saquon. And Mark's answering Jimmy's question about Donovan Edwards being in this draft. So the Panthers want to move up again. I forgot to take the trades off, so just bear with me, chat. All right, so second round is up. Do you want to look at a certain position, Paul? Do you want me to tell you who the best available is up here?
Yeah, why don't we go best available?
Best available, I'll give you the 7 guys that are best available, and then if you want to see a position, you let me know. Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver from Ohio State. That's a surprise that he didn't go in the first round. Jackson Dart, his teammate on the other side of the ball, Trey Amos, Ole Miss's corner. Luther Burden, Keats F grade, sitting there at wide receiver. Kenneth Grant, Mark's Michigan boy from the defensive tackle. Tyleik Williams, also from Ohio State, defensive tackle. And running back Trevion Henderson. Do you want to see a position? Do you want to see more?
No.
Is this where we go quarterback?
Those are some very good players at this point. And not expecting to have Jackson Dart still on the board, and with Dable thinking very highly of Jackson Dart, I take Jackson Dart with the 34th pick of the second round.
I think I'm going to go with you, Paul. I don't think we're going to debate on the. I'm going to throw a small debate out there. You got Emeka Egbuka, who dropped into the second round surprisingly, the star wide receiver at Ohio State. You can have Neighbors and Egbuka for many years to come.
Yeah, he's actually a very good receiver. I love him.
And you got Kenneth Grant, the defensive tackle out of Michigan, who you can pair up on that already. Mm-hmm. Great defensive front, which we got we didn't get Abdul Carter in this draft. We got Travis Hunter. So we can pair Grant in the front 4 next to Dexter Lawrence, 6'3", 331.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how you stop push. Just throwing those 2 names out there to see if you want to change your mind. I think I'm going to go Jackson Dart here as well. Early in the second round, you get your quarterback who can sit behind the veterans this year and learn. I think
only because Dable really has come out to say how much he likes him. I mean, I've liked him before the college football season began. I was talking him up, but the fact that Dable likes him, I'll take him in my pick in the second round.
Let's do it. I think Jimmy's giving us the thumbs up there, saying we need a quarterback. I think we're going to do that. If Jackson Dart's sitting there at 31 or 34 rather, let's do it. And like I said, don't be surprised if the Giants move up a couple spots. If the Browns don't make a move and Jackson Dart's sitting there, you might see like a 27, 28 range. I'm okay with trading in that range. I don't want to trade with the Broncos or ahead of the Broncos to get one of these guys, but I'm okay moving up a few spots for Jackson Dart there.
For what it's worth, Eli has also talked up Jackson Dart, obviously Ole Miss connection, but then again, so did he with Daniel Jones. But just saying, just throwing it out there.
So we got one more in our mock draft. We're waiting as the board goes. I didn't do it on super fast, so it's going. We should be coming up soon. End of the second round's coming up. Here come the Giants. And our needs, Paul, I'll tell you what our needs are after we quarterback, offensive tackle. We picked the quarterback, offensive tackle, offensive guard, defensive tackle, tight end. I will tell you right now, somebody dropped in this mock Tyleik Williams dropped, the defensive tackle out of Ohio State. We got two offensive tackles, Marcus Mbow and TJ Sanders. Alfred Collins, defensive tackle out of Texas, is starting to get some love. Then you got wide receiver Jaden Higgins, if you want to go that route. Andrew Makuba, safety out of Texas. At tight end, the best ones on the board, Harold Fannin, Terrence Ferguson, Elijah Arroyo. This pick is a little tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Tyleik Williams, I don't think he's going to be there at 65. So I just want to make this like a realistic third round pick. I really don't. They got him ranked number 38, and we're picking 65.
Yeah, that's a great value.
I want to make this realistic and not pick Tyleik Williams here, because I don't think I think he's going to be long gone before that.
Okay.
You would say that's fair, right?
That's fair. I mean, but that would be a fantastic value if he's ranked that high to be picking for whatever reason. He got picked, he hasn't been picked yet at 65.
Right. We went offense, defense, the two-way player in the first round. We went quarterback in the second. Do you want to go tight end, or do you want to go defensive tackle here? I mean, we could take Tyleik Williams. I mean, he is on the board. I mean, if he slips, we can do that if you want. I just don't think he's going to be there.
We need that player. We need that position. So I would say let's take him.
Okay. I think it's definitely a steal. If he's there, I'll be shocked. But if he's there, we're going to get like a second round talent in the third round.
Yeah. Yeah. So
the draft should be wrapping up, and then we'll just we'll finalize it, and we'll do our 3-round.
What about the
we got 90 pick 99. Yeah,
right. That compensation pick.
Mm-hmm. Elijah Arroyo went one pick before us. That's who I would have loved to get there at 99.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's okay. So let's see. Offensive tackles, Marcus Mbow, Emory Jones, Tyler Suggs out. Omar Norman Lott, we just picked defensive tackle, so he's out. Edge rusher, Ashton Jalott. Gunnar Helm, the tight end from Texas. Ty Robinson. I want to look at receivers a little bit for a second. Xavier Restrepo. We got Wandale Robinson. Do we go tight end, or do we go offensive line here? I think those
has my guy Cam been picked yet?
Yes. Yeah.
He has been.
Yeah, because I could see the running backs on here. He's
all right.
Picked. I could look him up just to make sure. Yeah, he's taken.
Okay. I think we should go with Mbow.
To tackle Arcus Mbow.
Yeah.
I like that pick. Get a backup offensive lineman depth.
We don't know what Evan Neal is going to do, where he's playing, or if in fact he even be on the team this year. So we definitely need a depth. I know we did sign a couple of free agents, but I think we finally have to start developing our own young players on the O line.
So just a couple people commenting in the chat. So our picks was, give us a grade. Give us a grade. I think I'm going to give us a B, Paul, a B here, Paul. I don't want to say A because you don't know. The second round we took the quarterback. You got to steal in the third round. I don't want to be conceited and give us an A unless the chat gives us an A. So I'll just go B right now
I'll be conceited. I think we did a fantastic job. I mean, of course, somebody might say, well, it's like shooting ducks in a barrel, or fish in a barrel. But hey, Travis Hunter arguably is the best player in the draft. Jackson Dart has shot up the boards. thinking that he's going to go maybe in the top 10 or top 20, and to get him at 34, and then to get a defensive lineman, a good lineman that was probably should have been in the 30s, and then to get a pretty good offensive lineman, I think I would clearly give ourselves an A.
A minus from Jimmy. The reason why I say I'm more with Keith and Mark, B plus, is I'm not 100% sold that we need that quarterback at 34 when we have two veterans ahead of him. I mean, it's a good pick. It's not an A plus pick in my opinion. It could become an A plus, but there was definitely some. Emeka Ibuka really caught my eye, and the pass up on him was really hard for a possible quarterback that could be our franchise guy, Nick, in the future.
Yeah, no, I like that guy. I think he's going to be one of the best rookie receivers coming out wherever he goes. And Grant is going to be a very, very good run stopping interior lineman, no question about it. But and actually, that Trey Amos is going to actually be a very good cornerback too.
Yep. All right, Paul. So we're up on the clock. It's a little over an hour. You want to get some final thoughts in?
Yeah, great show. Fantastic audience participation. I won't be able to remember everybody's questions, but thank you everybody for participating. It's not just a fun show for Kenny and I, but this time of year, like I said earlier at the beginning of the show, it's like Christmas for NFL fans who wait, at least for people like us who have only the the NFL draft to look forward to with the way the Giants have played the last few years. So can't wait for Thursday night and actually Friday and Saturday to see what happens. But excited as hell. Looking forward to being with you guys on the pre-show on Thursday night. Thank you again, Keith, and all you guys. Love to hear from you, and I'm pumped for Thursday.
Yeah, and Jimmy, great to thank you. Saying great show and see you Thursday. Yes, the pick is in draft show 2025. Once again, K&K Sports Show teaming up with our good friends at the Rocky Mountain Sports Network, Denver Bronco Roundup. I'll be doing 3 days with Keith Brugman, Trevor Salzman, and Jody Moncrief. We'll be giving the analysis, first round picks. We're going to have Paul as a guest. We got other guests lined up throughout the 3 days. Giveaways for our Giants fans. We have a Malik Neighbors rookie card and Jeremy Shockey patch card. Be sure to check us out. And Patrick, I'll get that out to Graham too if he's not in the chat. Thank you, Patrick. But yeah, come check us out. 3 days full coverage. The amount of work, what makes us different from other shows that are going to be doing these live draft shows is you see it. You know K&K, and a lot of Denver Bronco Roundup. It's all about you guys. We love to interact with everybody. We love to ask questions. We love to answer your questions. That's what we want this draft show to be, is interaction. So if you want to interact and get your thoughts and, your opinions on the air, come hang out with us, and spend the time with us, because I can tell you the work that Keith has put in with all the graphics and the amount of time he puts in every day. Trevor, mock drafts leading up to today, to Thursday, and the months and months of preparation that he's put in. Same with Jody and myself. Come hang out with us. Hang out, have a great time. The pick is in draft show. It'll be shared on K&K. So for those who aren't subscribed to Rocky Mountain Sports Network, be sure to do that. Follow both of us. Come hang out with us. 3 full days of NFL draft coverage. See you then. Have a good night, everybody. And we'll see everyone Thursday.
Good night.